So what exactly will happen is a time will come when the generation, all the individuals in a particular generation will carry N15 type of nitrogen in their genetic material. So now the next thing is these labeled bacterial cells were then transferred to a medium containing normal nitrogen. Now the next step of their experiment was, first step is what they took E. coli, they grew in the N15 medium of ammonium chloride, and then once the DNA has become completely labeled, you can easily take out the DNA by extraction, by using enzymes and all. The next thing they did was they centrifuge it. You all know what is centrifugation, because in 11th class also you have done the ribosomes type S value. So when you make it go through the centrifugation process, the heavy thing should go to the bottom. So what exactly happened was that when they performed centrifugation, they found, because DNA is double strand, so I have drawn in this manner. If the DNA, both the strands of DNA carry only nitrogen 15, then it will be a very heavy DNA, will settle to the bottom of the tube. Now the next step they took, because there are many bacteria in the colony, they took another bacteria, and now remember that bacteria is also N15 because the whole population is N15. They took the living bacteria and then transfer it into the colony which has normal type of nitrogen. Normal nitrogen means N14. So they took the labeled bacteria cell, transferred to a medium which contained the normal nitrogen N14, and after 20 minutes we all know the bacteria is going to divide into two. Now once it divided into two, they isolated their DNA, again evaluated their density, and they found their density was in between. See, if it is the lightest one, N14, it will be the lightest DNA. This will be the heaviest DNA, and this will be in between. Now why is it in between? Because one strand is light and the other strand is heavy. That's why the situation is N14, and this experiment confirmed that the replication of DNA is semi-conservative. Let's quickly read the literature portion. After one generation, when one bacterial cell was multiplied into two, they isolated the DNA, evaluated the density after 20 minutes. Its density was in between or intermediate between that of the heavy, that means N15 DNA, and the light one N14 DNA. This is because during one generation, new DNA molecule with one N15 old strand and one complementary N14 new strand were formed. When daughter cells were allowed to divide again, that means now 20 plus 20, it becomes 40 minutes, because beginning is 0 time. Out of the 4 daughter cells, the DNA of 2 cells would be N14, N15, and that of the remaining will be N14 and N14. Thus, at each replication, one strand of the parent DNA is conserved in the daughter, while the second one is freshly synthesized. Just a year before Michelson and Stahel, even Taylor performed similar experiment in 1958, and he showed that semi-conservative mode of replication with the help of chromosomal, because he used radio-labeled thymidine with the help of root tip cells of Vicia faba. Vicia faba is also called as the faba beans or lub beans. So in these beans, he performed experiment with their root tip cells, and when he performed experiment with his group, Taylor and his group performed the experiment, they used radio-labeled thymidine. It is mentioned in the NCERT, so you need to remember it. Radio-labeled thymidine were used, and he also came up, or their group also came up with similar type of result, just like Michelson and Stahel. So this diagram shows you the explanation. N14 DNA, both strands are N15. When allowed to undergo replication, both the old strands are separated, because in new generation N14 medium is given, so new strands formed will be N14 and N14. So half DNA or one strand of DNA is heavy, the other strand is light. Allow for next generation, half will be hybrid. Half of them will be hybrid N15, N14, and half would be N14 and N14. to evaluate the density of the DNA of the bacteria E. coli, Messelson and Stahel use cesium chloride gradient centrifugation technique. Now, what is cesium chloride? Just remember, this salt helps to perform density gradient centrifugation. It does not dissolve in the medium properly, so it maintains a gradient. Heavy things will go to the bottom because of cesium chloride, and all the light things will come to the top, or according to the density gradations will be there. That means different things will settle at different level, or suspend at different level because of their difference in their gravity. I hope this point is clear to you. Now this brings us to the topic of how replication occurs and what is the machinery of the replication. So let's understand this concept. The machinery and the enzymes for the DNA replication. This whole paragraph is from the NCERT itself. In E. coli, the process of replication is completed in 38 minutes. Some books will mention 18 minutes. That means average rate of the polymerization is 4.6 10 raised to the power 6 base pairs. We have already learned before, if you remember, this is the amount of DNA in E. coli. So 4.6 into 10 raised to the power 6 base pairs is the amount of DNA, and this is the time required for replication. So when you divide like this gives you an idea that somewhere around 2000 base pairs are added per second. So every second 2000 base pairs are added by the enzyme. This shows you how fast is this enzyme in functioning. In the case of human beings, where diploid content is 6.6 into 10 raised to the power 9 base pair, this process of replication finishes in 9 hours and 15 minutes. We have already done this thing in the cell cycle chapter of 11th class. Now, the replication involves certain steps and certain raw material. Let's understand that.